but it's nice, like staying in a hotel with the kids. They're happy. Sometimes my children say, I want to go to a hotel. I want to, it's like they like it. They're having that change of environment.
Yeah.
It's good. No, in Ghana it's like Misika Crown, so me and I make a vacation, make a holiday. Yeah.
Hi, in today's edition, I have with me Mr. and Mrs. Tufuo. No, I'm wrong. Dr. Tufuo here and Mrs. Tufuo. So I would like them to introduce themselves.
Okay, so my name is Hilda Safo. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm married to Dr. Isaac Tufuo. We've been married for close to 6 years. That's just a brief introduction.
Okay.
Yeah, like she rightly said, Isaac Tufuo, and I'm a senior scientist, a researcher by profession. Yeah, and Hilda is my lovely wife of almost 6 years, and we have 2 little girls, Lois and Lily. Yeah, so that is us.
Okay, so thank you very much for honoring this invitation. And so what are some of the most significant cultural and social practices that you have learned so far in America?
I think with culture, it cuts across nation to nation. There are so many similarities when you move from place to place. But I think one thing I see here, and I'm sure not only in the US, but maybe Canada and also maybe the UK, is Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving is something I see to be very unique with American culture, compared to Ghana. Ghana, we believe that Thanksgiving is every day. It's like you go to church, you thank God for the things He does. But here there is like a special, day that is set aside to call Thanksgiving, and it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or it doesn't matter whether the religion you belong to. It's celebrated everywhere here in America. Normally in November, very soon we'll be having Thanksgiving, where they are supposed to be appreciative to God or whoever they believe, for being with them through the times they came to settle here in America, providing them with food and all that. So Thanksgiving is one interesting celebration here.
So
where
family, have it have an impact in your marriage?
Would you say Thanksgiving?
Well, we wouldn't say it has had a very intense impact on our relationship, because we are always a couple that shows gratitude all the time. Yeah, it doesn't really have to be on a particular day to show your gratitude to someone or for anything that you receive. We are always doing it. It's part of our way of life, I must admit. But maybe the only thing is that we try to also celebrate that day with the people, because we are in their midst. We also try to celebrate it. And we know that turkey is one recipe that is never missing in Thanksgiving. So we also try to enjoy some turkey. Yeah, recipes. Yeah.
Okay, so going back, I want you.
There is also one other. For me, we don't really celebrate it. Halloween, it's something that is not celebrated in Ghana, but it's something that here in America we take it personal. During the build-up, you go to the mall and Walmart and everywhere, you see, scary stuff. You walk through town and you see people, hanging skeletons and hanging very weird, scary stuff. It's also something that is quite new. It's new to us, but it's not really something we actually celebrate or something. We just treat it as a normal day.
Okay. Since you said Ghana, can you share a bit about your journey into marriage with your partner, Mrs. Tifo?
Okay. Is that to me or to her?
Both of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as for this relationship, it has dated way back into our college years. Yeah, we were very good friends in college. Our first encounter was in 2005, but I don't remember the very specific day, but he remembered that I once visited his roommate. We were in the same church and we were asked to visit one another. So I picked his roommate's number and visited his roommate, and he was there. I didn't remember that encounter, but he did. Yes, and so from that time, we never were friends. We were just going to church where there was no relationship between us. Maybe I would say we were acquaintances. And then we were put together in the same committee to work as off-campus executive, and that was where our relationship began. Yeah, we worked as members or executives of PENSA off-campus, and then for a year before our friendship got intense, then we started going steady, and we started courting. So our courtship also lasted for about 8 to 9 years before our relationship was firmly grounded into marriage. And by the grace of God, we are in our sixth year in marriage. Yeah. So far, yeah. We only spent 1 year, a couple of months, almost 2 years in Ghana before we moved to the States here. So we didn't spend so much years in Ghana as a couple. We spent most of our married life here in the States. Yeah.
So in Ghana, can you share some of the cultural practices that you mostly do together as a family, even though it's just a year?
Yeah. In Ghana, we were 1 year. Let me say, as newlyweds before our first daughter came in. So that first year of marriage, it was him and I. We were doing dishes together, we were cooking together, we were doing laundry together, and we would take a stroll together, sometimes. Yeah.
Wow.
Especially when I was married, I was pregnant with my first child, our first child. Yeah, we would take a stroll together, and we would go out, we'd go places together, especially at church programs. We were more the church people, yeah. And then maybe attach a little bit of other event to our life, but most of our life centered around church and work and home, church and work and home. So we were doing literally everything together, yeah, until our first daughter came in, and then it changed a little bit because now we are parents, and we have to learn how to care for a newborn. Thankfully, our parents were with us in Ghana, so we got that kind of tutorials from them as to how to care for a child. We had to learn how to be mother, and I had to learn to be a mom, and he has to learn the role of a father by looking at how things are done from our parents' side. We would talk to them if we didn't understand something, and then we'll get the advice and move on with it until we moved to the States, and then life had to change. We are now alone. We don't have any external family member here. So things changed. He was a student. I was home at that time. So I was doing most of the chores that we used to do together, because he was also concentrating more on his academic way. And that was the reason why we are here. So he needed to spend more time to make sure that side of his was progressing. Yeah. So the chores that we used to do together, like the laundry, I would say he was doing it, but it wasn't as frequent as we used to do in Ghana. Yeah, because in Ghana we didn't have washing machine and stuff. So we are dry. That's what we're doing it. But here, so Unya Brea, then he will attend to the laundry. We have the machine, so he'll just do the washing and drying. but I was doing most of that. And then the cooking too, I was doing most of that. Yeah. So that's what I can say.
Yeah. Mr. Super, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I think basically. And then in Ghana, I remember when we used to go to the market also together.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
go to market. I remember so well. We go to market together, and it's so interesting. The market women have their own way of sensing newly married, people, and when you are walking in the midst of the crowded market, I would say, "Hey, them worry and chawari." So they and the OFO, and I'm sure they are saying this as a result of they are old and how Ghanaian men are and how the woman is left alone to go to the market, and so they really admire young couples who are doing all these things. And yeah, so I remember, and then when our first child came in, we'll go to the market together, but sometimes I'll park with the baby in the car, and she has to go like to the market and do all the shopping, and then she'll come to the car and all that. But you come to America and so many things change. I think I do more of the shopping now. It has reversed.
95%.
Yes, because when you're out, you can pass through Walmart and do all the shopping. Go to Hy-Vee and do all the shopping. And it's not difficult like in Ghana. In Ghanaian markets, you have to be bargaining about the prices and all that. And women are very good at that. So I'm sure that is why men don't really like going to the market to be buying stuff in Ghana.
Yeah.
And everything at this place. There's nothing like bargaining or anything. You just move to the shelf, pick it up, and then buy all the things you need and come. So I think some rules are switching. Changes are taking place. When you go outside, when you come to America, you begin to take up certain responsibilities that a normal, Ghanaian man will normally not be doing. And then the woman will also be taking up responsibility because here, independence, everyone is, doing something. Everyone is playing a role.
Yeah, that leads to my other question, that what are some of the societal expectations, like the family dynamics and traditional gender role differs from like Ghana to America? Can you give us some differences? Yeah.
I would say that over here, there's nothing like this role is specifically for this person. Yeah. Everybody should be doing something to support the home because we don't have any external help from our family, external family members. So you can do washing, you can do cooking, you can do everything, cleaning of the bathroom and whatnot. In Ghana, it's very difficult to get the men to do some specific roles, like washing or scrubbing the bathroom, for example. Not all Ghanaian men would want to do that. Yeah, because maybe in Ghana we may term those roles as women, specific roles. So over here, there's nothing like if I'm pregnant, heavily pregnant, and we are the only people in the house, and I can't squat to do the cleaning, and the bathroom is dirty, who is going to do it? Nobody is going to do it. Yeah. So the husband will support by helping with that chore. But in Ghana, maybe even though the husband is there, we would say that, oh, mommy friend me maybe, make sure you be here to come around and or my mom to come and do that kind of role. But here, everybody takes up any role and that's it. If you don't understand, you ask the other person for, guidelines.
I think it comes organically, it comes natural. Nobody pushes you or forces you to do what you don't want to do. It comes naturally. You realize that even if you have even a relative around, this is America, this is outside. Everybody is hot, everybody is busy. Even with the white, you hardly see their parents coming home to say they are going to help their daughter who has given birth or something. Like everybody is like working, so you have to share the responsibilities amongst yourself. Nobody will tell you that, oh, you have to wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Nobody will tell you that you have to bathe the kids. Nobody has to tell you that, oh, maybe cook this meal or cook this food. I must confess, I don't like cooking. That one there, I don't really like cooking. Yes, but any other thing, yes, I'll do. I can cook the normal, foods,
Rice,
breakfast,
related meals.
Salad.
Like what?
Rice related, anything with rice attached
Yes.
is okay.
And one more.
And then I can make breakfast. I can, make the eggs, make the salad. Those quick stuff, those quick foods. But
like the fufu and stuff.
No,
the
soup.
It's a no-go.
Yeah, but any other thing, once you see one partner, busy doing something, it comes naturally that you also take responsibility of bathing
the kids,
and getting them dressed, making sure that they go to bed, and all that. So when you travel, it changes you. It comes naturally, and I think that is how it's supposed to be anyway. Yeah.
So it's true. So with both culture from America and then Ghanaian culture, have you tried to merge both culture into your home? What are some of the ideal things that you have incorporated which is helping?
I think one thing about the American culture is the respect for time. Okay, when they decide to do something at a particular time, they want to stick to it. They don't want to, disrespect time. So I think it's something that we have adopted. We don't want to go by the traditional GMT. Want to yes, go by trying to be time conscious. Yes, it's something that Americans do so well. And I think that it boosts productivity in everything that you do. So time is one thing that we have adopted. And then also the culture of saying, I love you, expressing emotion. Yeah. It's something that in our Ghanaian culture, we were not trained or raised to easily say, I love you, mommy, or I love you, daddy, or that kind of thing. So over here, we try to incorporate it into our lifestyle, okay, so that the children would not miss out when they go out there and people are telling their kids, I love you, mommy, this and that, and your children don't even hear I love you even once in their life. It makes them wonder if they are loved. So we also want to merge that. It's a good habit, telling your children you love them frequently and letting them reciprocate too. It's something that should be practiced. I think that these are some of the two things we have incorporated into our home.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I think most families in Ghana normally don't do is going for holidays and having family times. When you come here, it's normal, It is something I also embrace, having family times, and taking vacations, going on a holiday.
Yeah,
it's good. It's very refreshing. It's helpful.
Yeah,
it helps to build the marriage, and then also solidify the bond in the family. If it can be by flight or it can be a road trip. That long hours of driving and good roads in America, good places to see whilst driving, and then family together chatting and conversing whilst driving, catching up on things that after a long you go to school or you go to work, you come home every time busy, so many things you even talk about. You have the time to chit chat and talk about so many things. Unfortunately, our kids are very young. They are a toddler, like a 4-year-old, almost 5, and then a 3-year-old. So still, we don't have privacy. They are like our handbags. We carry them everywhere we go. But it's nice, like staying in a hotel with the kids. They are happy. Sometimes my children say, I want to go to a hotel. I want to, it's like they like it. They're having that change of environment.
Yeah.
It's good. No, in Ghana, it's like Misika Crown, so I make vacation, make a holiday. Yeah. But it's not about how much money you have, or it's part of the culture, and it automatically comes to you, automatically comes to you and all that. And I think it's something which is very good. Apart from
eating
yes,
out.
Eating out.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that one too. In Ghana, when you see families going out to eat, as going out. I met an FAD me fufu there. I mean, the back what now one thing there, but it's normal. It's good for the children. It gives them exposure because here they watch so many things. On in their cartoons and on telly and all that, and they have the opportunity to experience that when you go out and then eat. And it's good. These are things that we weren't doing so often in Ghana. Ghana we were, but it was like, oh, Indomie joint. Well, you normally you buy and bring it home and eat it. You buy something, maybe a fast food or something, and then you eat. You bring it home to eat, but here you go out, sit out and eat. And then sometimes you also even have dates with friends and their families. I remember before you guys were leaving to Boston, we hanged out. We went to the park. The kids, played, and then we cooked food. Talked about life. And that is it because it's fun. So these are some of the things that are adding spice to our life. Other than that, life will be very monotonous. You go to work, you come home, or you go to school, you come home, and then and these are like good things that, but then the Ghanaian culture is still there. We have not thrown Ghana's culture away at all because our culture is very strong and very helpful. Like our local foods, we don't play with it at all. We still eat. Our regular Sunday after church fufu is still there. That was the culture back home. Me growing up in my home after church, after church, my mom would be we'll put the plantain and the cassava and everything there, and then I had older siblings who were like doing the pounding, and then gradually when I was also growing, then the baton was handed over to me as the pounder of the fufu and all that. And when I married Hilda, we were doing it in our home. Sunday we cook our own fufu. I do the pounding. She stirs the fufu. We still do it here, even though we don't pound here. It's quick, we can get done. And so the culture is still there. Our children even like the Ghanaian, meals more. They call it healthy food. I want to eat healthy food. It's so interesting the way the adults are rather eating the fast food and they are rather enjoying the
my children, for instance, they like the Ghanaian food.
And then I think I'll talk about the language. Having thrown our tree away at all. Because we want our children to be able to express themselves. Even if they cannot speak, they should be able to understand the language so that when they meet the other family members who are in Ghana, they can interact with them. So as for the tree, we've incorporated it. We mix it with English and we try to get the kids to even mention the local names, of the food they eat. So we don't have to always speak in English. We try to challenge them. Sometimes we want to give them an instruction in tree and want them to execute it. They understand it, so we want them to execute it before their wish is granted. If you want something, because if you don't implement it, it means that you don't want to learn it, and we want to encourage you to. So we say that if you're able to do this, then you get this, and we use the tree.
Naturally.
We'll say the tree.
Naturally, they pick up the English language naturally. They pick up the slang and everything. It comes to them easily. Sometimes they'll ask, "Hey, how did you teach them?" It's like nobody teaches them. That is what they hear around them and all that. So that one day comes naturally to them. So it's up to you, the parent, to also try and speak your local languages to them, so that they will not forget where they are coming from. And at least they'll be able to communicate when you talk to them. They don't even like speaking back in the local language. But when you speak the local language to them, they'll respond with the English, but then they know what you are talking about. Which is very good. And it also helps when you go outside and you want to discipline them, and you use the language, like the Ghanaian way of discipline. So one
Yeah.
Want to speak the English language, which will be known by everybody, and they will think like you are abusing the child, or you are.
Yes.
So it's good.
Yeah. And I think we listen to songs, Ghanaian songs. We watch the Ghanaian news.
Yeah.
So like the tree is everywhere. On TV,
Yeah,
they are
YouTube. You know, you have channels. Our local channels.
Yeah.
You have Kojo Sheldon and all those headless YouTuber. You have all those there. They know all those people, even though they are.
Wow.
With the Maya.
Yeah, and all those.
Hey.
And
I have to tag
the Ghanaian kids. Yeah, Akabineza and all those people, you know.
At
least they see.
I have to tag them in this video for them to know that they are having great fans.
Yeah.
Our kids are great fans.
They watch all this, and you know there is something distinct and unique about Ghanaian content. You know, you watch this UTV showbiz and all those things, and sometimes the Ghanaian adverts that come, it's so catchy for them.
They will sing along.
They will sing along. It can catch them captivated, and then they'll be watching and be looking. You know, American adverts are quick and short. You know, very quick and short. But ours, you know, they're playing like some songs behind. You know, the whole acting in there. It's so like, at least it gives them the Ghanaian feeling. So the culture and everything is still there. You know, we've not thrown anything away.
No.
Yeah.
So how do family and community play a role in marriage, in your marriage life, in both Ghana and America here?
Family and community. Okay.
Yeah. Play.
Yeah. So in Ghana, I think family.
You're talking about the extended family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Family played a very positive role in our marriage. You know, we come from homes that have very supportive parents and siblings. So, the family, I would say, they were good support in so many ways. Apart from the fact that pregnancy, you know, both my mom and then her mom, you know, all were playing roles to help, you know, with bathing of the child and all that, you know, people who have recently delivered, all the help that they need, they provided it, you know. At a point, my wife had to go and stay with her parents for like 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, when she gave birth, they were very helpful, very supportive. My parents were also very supportive. Even advice, you know, the kind of advice they give in marriage. And thankfully, we don't have like parents and families who poke their nose into our affairs. So I would say that for that we were very fortunate that we didn't really have any intrusions in our marriages. Most of the things that came from family were like positive things, like things that were very supportive and all that. Community, yes, community was also good. You know, like we are like church folks, so most of our friends from church, even church, even our work, work colleagues and friends, they played very vital roles in our lives. You know, we go out, have fun. You know, I remember when she was pregnant with her first child. My colleagues at work, our small circle, we organized a time out at the Legon Botanical Gardens. We went, you know, we had a lot of fun, enjoyed ourselves, we cooked meals. It was really, really good. So I think friends and family there, for us, it's been very positive. Very, very positive. Here in the US, yes, it's still very positive. Yeah. Yes, that, you know, here everyone is more onto themselves. Like families you don't really have that communal kind of life that we used to have in Ghana. Even though we try to create it once in a while, you know, Thanksgiving or something, you want to invite friends home, you'll come, we all, have fun. Those are the few times you get because everyone is very busy. Yeah. So for us, you cannot rule family and friends out in our marriage in so many ways. Friends and family
In the church.
and in the church have all been very, very helpful and supportive. Yeah. So friends and family should never be cut off from any marriage. I know sometimes, there can be intrusion and there can be all that, but at least there are positives. Yeah, there are positives in there.
So you have to embrace the positive aspects
Yes,
of
aspect of
friendship,
it, yeah.
not the negative
Not
ones.
the negative, yeah.
You cannot get rid of them
Completely.
You shouldn't even get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because we can't live in isolation.
Yeah.
We are married, yes, we are towing our own path, but then we also have people who we learn from, okay? And usually the people closest to you are your family and friends. They are the closest people to you, and they are the ones that can send those information to you. So I think through friends, we got to know of resources even in the US that we could tap into. If you get rid of all friends and there are information like that you need,
will pass you by.
You miss them, and in US you have to thrive on information. You have to, you depend on information because there are easy way out to do it, not wrong way, but right ways. I'm talking about good way, but there are easy way to do things rather than not knowing about them and then using other channels that will cause a whole lot of stress for you. So I think through friends and the community, the church, and the family, we've been very much helped. We've been contacting our family back in Ghana, even though they are not with us in person, but it looks like every week we are calling from both sides, my side and my husband's side, and we continue to keep our communication lines, active. We don't say that because we are now living in the States, we want to do away with our family members. No, we can't do that. We were born into the family, and that is how God made it. So we always uphold that kind of union. We always, give that love back to them, in so many ways. Because they supported us. We also have to show our love in ways that will also make the family over there. So that is what we are still doing.
Yeah, and I think it's good, but like you sometimes it can be negative, negative intrusions and all that. So I think you have to define your boundaries and then the barriers. Yeah, because you cannot say you have 100% good friends. You cannot say you have 100% good family members. Yes. Yeah, so you have to draw the line and know us and when they can come in and when they cannot come in. Especially if it is something negative, you don't want, you don't keep going like you used to be when you were single and all that. Now that you are married, even with friends, we have friends on different levels. There are people you can discuss some issues with.
Yeah.
People you cannot discuss some issues with.
Yeah.
They may not necessarily be bad friends, but based on your rapport with them, I know when it's marriage issues, I can talk to maybe Matthias. When there is marriage issue, maybe school issue, I can talk to this person. You have to know, how you define those barriers. And allow everybody into your marriage, allow everybody into your situations, and it's going to be a problem. But I believe that you should know your circle of friends and know how you for us, friends have been very helpful in so many ways. It's reciprocal.
Yeah.
I remember when we came to the States and my wife was pregnant with her second daughter. We are new. We didn't have a car at the time. Good friends. When you're going for the prenatal appointment and all that, it is friends, who will be driving. We had good friends who were all busy. We had schedules, teaching assistant schedules and all that. And sometimes you realize that the time for the prenatal appointment, coincides with the time you are teaching, the time you are, working. And you have good friends who say that, okay, don't worry. Around that time, I'll take your wife for you, And then some can even say, okay, you take my session for me, and then I would, that is how we live, and that is how we build, families and friends. So I think friends, and in the same way, when you also get the chance and the opportunity, you also reciprocate in the same, manner, which is so that is it. Friends and family, they are very vital and important in marriage. Know the ones you are embracing, know your barriers, know your borders, and I think you should be fine.
Yes, you have a peaceful and successful marriage. Yeah, that's true. So have you observed any variations in terms of communication with married people in America and then married people in Ghana? Any variation in terms of communication, sometimes in Ghana, our tradition made us, we the women, mirror.
Yeah.
And in America, like, have you experienced that?
Yeah, I think yes. That difference is really there. I think now Ghanaians are also trying to embrace this kind of not laying back culture, but this is America, the land for the free. You cannot tame anyone. You cannot silence. Everyone is like freedom of speech. Like, people are very expressive, even with our kids. And some things at my age, I don't think that I was at liberty to be even, free my mind and saying things that the kids are saying now. You tell who born dog. How can you tell your father that don't be silly, or daddy looks silly? When you make a funny face or something, it's like a silly face. In our culture, if you go and say daddy is having a silly face, asumbobi abeji and sutrobi abeji, but yeah, here, like, freedom, but it doesn't mean you should throw away your culture. I think there are excesses. As much as there are freedom and women are not lead, but here women and children have power, a lot of power. But in Ghana, they will say, Mira, like you are saying, like, the woman has to be respectful, which is good. Yes, woman has to be respectful, but you speak your mind. You express your opinions about issues. You don't because you cannot express yourself. So you can still be respectful, whether a man or a woman, and still be expressive. And that is what the community here is teaching.
Yeah, mutual respect.
Mutual respect, yeah.
Yeah. Auntie, do you want to add something to daughters?
I think he said,
everything. How do attitude towards love, commitment, and partnership differ between the two places? Like, in terms of Ghana, like the attitude towards love and commitment, how is it different?
I think over here people can easily express love. In Ghana, maybe people want to be a bit cautious, maybe because the kind of things that they would want to do romantically outdoor may be frowned upon. Okay, but here people can easily express love and not be afraid of what other people will be saying outside. I'm not saying that everything that the Americans or the people here doing are right. In our culture, we also accept the reason why certain things cannot be, showcased publicly. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with that. That is a cultural something, and I think we should just maintain it the way it is.
It is.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the American culture in terms of how people express love, and there's nothing wrong with the Ghanaian culture in terms of the way they express love. The only thing I can say is that they should, maybe in Ghana, if you want to express love genuinely, just go ahead, as long as you are not,
maybe doing something bad.
Something bad, yeah, something that is unlawful or something, just go ahead and express love genuinely, and because love is a beautiful thing. Everybody wants to be loved, and when we do it the right way, we teach the younger ones to also learn from us. so that they can also continue showing love, because people want to be loved, but they can't find it. We have to express it. And the fact that I love you doesn't mean I should be quiet. It's an action word. So express it, like how the Americans will, surprise their spouses, with those kind of things to make people know that I really love this person. In Ghana, maybe we can also adopt some of these things and do things, to make people know that nipa we made done, let everybody know that this is the love of your life, then hide it. Then can say, oh, Miss Shura and I'm a fairy and
It's true. Show it.
Show it, yeah.
Let's show love. Let's show it. Let's express it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you want to walk with your hands around your waist together, it's just nice. Your husband walking together, taking a stroll, his hand is around your waist and yours is around his. I think it's not bad to just take a stroll like that, and I'm taking a stroll. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you are in the right relationship. When him say acceptable now, yes, and no need in same be brave, but when him say nipa ne or spouse, you should freely, express love. Yeah.
Yeah, really, it's very true. And these are some of the things that keep people together. The bond, showing petty affection towards your partner.
This just reminds me.